everyone. That was really sharp. Holy shit. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Doing another modern deck tech. What is this monstrosity?
This is my monohuman Pyre pod deck.
You want to take that one again?
Yes. This is my monohuman Pyre pod deck. Uses the nice Pyre of Heroes, which is like Birthing Pod, but with a lot more restrictions, so it's not completely broken. More of a value engine that Birthing Pod was designed to be. So I guess we should go over the Pyre of Heroes as the main card, as it's a 2-drop artifact that lets you pay 2 and tap it to basically sacrifice a creature, and then you can find a new creature that shares a type with it. And in this case, all my creatures are human. Though I suppose you could do some weird branching where you like had a human soldier into a core soldier into a core something.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's just all humans to simplify the process. So for the other 1-drop spell in the deck, I have Ephemerate because everything has either enters or leaves triggers, and that just helps double up on those triggers. Then for 1-drops, we have 4 Noble Hierarchs because we're the banned colors, so having the banned creature that is a mana dork and a human is great. And then we have 3 copies of Avacyn's Pilgrim because it is also a human mana dork, but this one producing only white.
And having an extra power over Hierarch.
Yes, sometimes you can tap for the one if you don't have anything else going on. For the 2-drops, we have Charming Prince, 4 copies. This one, he can scry 2 when he enters, he can gain you life when he enters, or he can flicker something else, having it come back at the end of the turn, which, again, with everything having enters or leaves triggers, is very good. Then we have 4 copies of Watcher of Tomorrow, Watcher for Tomorrow. This is just a weird 2/1 that enters tapped because of Hideaway, and it allows you to look at the top 4 cards, and basically, when he would leave the field, you get the card.
So it's sort of like a delayed card draw, but considering you can make him leave the battlefield multiple times in one turn.
Yes. Yeah. He really shows his strength in that regard, and like Charming Prince can, flicker him, and then you get the card, or Ephemerate can flicker it, and then on your turn again, you can flicker it, and then you suddenly drawing a lot of cards, but also getting to look through before.
Yeah.
So, pretty good deal. And he's still somehow a human.
Human wizard.
For the 3-drops, we have 4 copies of Renegade Rallier. This has a very nice revolt trigger. Can get very out of hand, just not even inside of this deck, because he just interacts with fetch lands beautifully.
Yeah.
But being able to, sacrifice a Charming Prince to go fetch a Renegade Rallier that in turn gets back the Prince, who then flickers the Rallier to go get something else, is beauty. Yeah,
pretty sick turn. Also, if you take out the Pyre of Heroes, he can actually get it back, which is nice.
Yes, that is true. So he has a way to return your engine back to your field, which is very nice. And then we have a bunch of 1-ofs, so I wasn't really including them in the thing. So we have 2 extra 1-drops, Ulvenwald Tracker and Wingcrafter. These are fetched by one of the other cards in the deck, so they pretty easily can be found when you need them.
And you don't always want them, so that's why they're 1-ofs.
That's why they're 1-ofs. Ulvenwald, of course, being repeated removal, which is very nice, and Wingcrafter giving something flying by pairing with it. Then for the 3-drop 1-drops, we have a Blade Splicer. This is a human that makes a 3/3 Golem token. Can't really do anything with that in the engine, but he can then become 4-drop right away, and the 3 stays behind. It's kind of one of those old cards that used to be in Birthing Pod before people realized you could combine it with Splinter Twin.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we're old enough now that we should mention Pyre Pod is a reference to Birthing Pod, a card that has been banned in Modern for a while.
Time because not having the creature restriction was very broken.
Yeah.
Then we have a Fiend Hunter. This one, when he enters, he exiles something under him, and then when he leaves, it gets returned. But it's the old wording where those aren't tied together, so you can have him enter, then ephemerate him, and that creature will not come back because they get the,
Yeah, the leave trigger is separated.
The leave
from
trigger happens, and then you finish resolving the exile something trigger, and then there's never a leave trigger for it anymore.
So it's just stuck there forever.
Just gone forever. And then we have Eternal Witness, which is weirdly human.
Yeah.
Always kind of thought it was an elf, but...
probably be too good if it was an elf.
Actually, that's probably exactly what's done an elf. Because, very good. Just returns a permanent, and as a 3-drop, when you just turn your 2-drop into a 3 and then get it back. Renegade Rallier are doing a similar thing, but returning it to the field. But Eternal Witness can get anything, which is very good.
Yeah, not just permanent, so you can even get Ephemerate.
Yes.
Sweet. And
then for the 4-drop 1-offs, we have Ranger of Eos. This is the one that fetches the 1-drops. When he enters, you can go fetch 2 1 mana or less creatures, and this is how you fetch the Ulvenwald Tracker or Wingcrafter very easily. You can also get Noble Hierarch for extra Exalted triggers. The Exalted trigger does play very nice with Ulvenwald Tracker because you can attack with something, get it pumped, and then have it fight. And then the other one is Heron Grace Champion, which not probably a super familiar card for anyone. But this one is a 3/3 with Flash and Lifelink, and when it enters the battlefield, it pumps all humans, giving them +1/+1 and Lifelink at the end of turn. So when you have a giant board, usually because you've been just chaining 2s into Renegade Ralliers to get your 2s back, you can just pump them on, give them Lifelink, making them have to take very bad blocks, and then making sure you're set up for the rest of the game if you didn't kill them outright.
Yeah, it's kind of like a small overrun in some ways. Like, you might not kill in one hit, but you're going to put your life total at like 26 in one hit.
Like,
so
you're not worried about a snapback.
Yeah.
And then for 5-drops, we have Kessig Cagebreakers. This is just a 3/4 that when it attacks, it makes a bunch of wolves for each creature in your graveyard. And in a deck that tends to sacrifice a creature every turn, there's probably a couple in there. I mean, we do return them, so it varies, but it's still a useful card to have in those circumstances. And if you don't have any of them, you can instead go fetch the other 5-drop, which is Roalesk Apex Hybrid, which is...
somehow a human.
Yeah, somehow a human. Apparently the Simic, feeling humans were too normal, decided to just graft a bunch of things onto one of them. And you have a 4/5 flying trample who can put 2 counters on any creature when he enters, including himself. And then when he dies, you can proliferate and then proliferate again. And then the last card in the deck is not a human, but is just too strong to not include. Solitude is a 5-mana 3/2 with Flash and Lifelink, and when it enters the battlefield, it exiles something and gives them life equal to its power.
So it's basically a Swords to Plowshares.
On a stick, yes.
Yeah.
And of course you can evoke it, so costing 0 mana, by just exiling another white card from your hand. And we do have quite a lot of white cards, and it also pairs very well with Ephemerate. Comes with the body at times, and just with the way this deck can tend to accelerate with Mana Dorks and Renegade Rallier's interaction with fetch lands means like casting it for 5 isn't that uncommon. And then for lands, we have 8 fetch lands, 4 Flooded Strand, 2 Windswept, 2 Misty. Probably better to do the 4 Windswept, but I believe your deck had the other copies of the Windswept, so. And it's fetch lands.
Yeah.
There's not a huge difference.
No.
And then for the dual lands, we have 4 Temple Gardens as we are main green and white. We have 2 Hallowed Fountains and 1 Breeding Pool. And then, of course, we can run 4 Cavern of Souls because it can cast everything that's not Solitude.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and even the colorless mana is fine for Pyre of Heroes.
Yes. So. Yeah, exactly. And you just use it for Solitude too as the colorless. And then you also just have 1 Plains as our basic land.
Yep. Don't want to be completely dead to path.
Yes, it's always good to have, 1 card that you fetch for that circumstance.
All right. Cool deck. I like it.